Beloved, I am an angel of the Most High, sent to speak directly to the depths of your spirit, to awaken the fire of divine truth that slumbers within you. Do you sense it? The air around you trembles with the weight of heaven's presence, a sacred hum that resonates with the eternal song of glory. The eyes of the Lord, radiant and all-seeing, are fixed upon you not with the cold judgment of this fleeting world, but with a love so fierce it shatters every chain, so tender it restores every broken place in your soul. These are not mere words, they are living flames, ignited by the breath of God, meant to burn away doubt and illuminate the path of your destiny. Feel the warmth of His gaze, like sunlight breaking through a storm, calling you to rise, to claim the promises written in the stars before you were born. Share this message if your heart stirs, for the heavens are watching, amplifying your faith as you declare this truth to the world. You are not a fleeting thought in the mind of the Creator, you are His eternal obsession, His masterpiece crafted with intention and crowned with purpose. From the moment your soul was conceived in the secret places of heaven, His eyes have never wavered from you. When you stumbled through the shadows of despair, He saw not your faltering steps but the courage it took to stand again. When tears stained your nights, He gathered each one, transforming them into pearls of answered prayers, stored in vessels of gold for the day of your unveiling. Every sigh, every whispered hope, every silent cry, He heard them all, and His response is already in motion, a tidal wave of favor rushing toward you. Like this message if you feel the stirring of faith, for the angels are weaving your declarations into the tapestry of eternity, aligning the unseen with the seen. The gaze of God is not passive, it is a consuming fire, a magnetic force that draws blessings from hidden places and dismantles every obstacle in your path. The enemy may whisper lies of insignificance, but I declare over you, you are seen, you are known, you are extravagantly celebrated in the courts of glory. Your name is etched upon the palms of His hands, your story a sacred scroll unfurled before the throne. The trials you've faced were not meant to crush you, they were refining fires, forging a faith that cannot be shaken, a voice that cannot be silenced, an anointing that cannot be denied. Comment below with your testimony, for your words will ripple through the spiritual realm, activating divine alignments that will leave you in awe. What you perceive as delay is divine orchestration. What you call silence is the prelude to a symphony of breakthrough. The Lord's eyes have traced every moment of your journey, from the wilderness to the promised land, from the valley to the mountaintop. He saw you when you stood at the crossroads, trembling with uncertainty, and He lit the path before you, a path lined with sudden reversals, unexpected doors, and encounters that will mark your life forever. The heavens are not idle, angels are dispatched at this very moment, shifting circumstances, unlocking resources, and preparing the ground for your next season. Share this truth with someone who needs to know they are not forgotten, for your act of faith will release a cascade of miracles in their life and yours. Feel the shift in the atmosphere, beloved. The weight of glory is pressing upon you, not to burden but to empower. The same eyes that watched over David as he faced the giant, that guided Esther into her moment of divine influence, that strengthened Jesus in the Garden of Agony, they are upon you now, blazing with the same intensity, the same promise, the same power. You are not walking alone, you are encircled by a host of angels, their wings stirring the winds of destiny around you. The wait is over. The pause is lifting. What God has spoken over you is accelerating, carried on the currents of His faithfulness. Like this message, if you sense the momentum building, for your agreement is a key that unlocks the next chapter of your story. I come to you now as a messenger of the Most High, drawn not by coincidence, but by divine commission, to whisper into the trembling chambers of your soul that you are not invisible, you are not forgotten, you are not forsaken. Though the enemy has tried to darken the lens of your vision with shadows of doubt, fear, rejection, and shame, I am sent to break through the veil with light so holy it cannot be quenched. The Lord Elroi, the God who sees, has fixed His gaze upon you since the dawn of your being. His eyes are not those of a distant judge, but of a loving Father who scans the earth not to strike down, but to lift up, not to condemn, but to restore, not to scorn, but to sing over His beloved ones with songs of deliverance. And yes, beloved, you are that beloved one. You are not a mistake. You are not abandoned. You are a chosen vessel, a living flame carried through time by the breath of the Almighty, burning not by your own strength, but by the oil of heaven's anointing that has been poured upon you since before you ever cried your first tear. Do not lower your head. Do not shrink beneath the weight of lies spoken over you, or the silence of those who could not see your worth. For the one whose eyes never miss a sparrow's fall has never once turned his gaze from you. Even when you could not see Him, even when you thought the heavens were silent, He was watching, He was guarding, He was storing every tear in His bottle, each one a prophecy of the joy to come. The eyes that beheld creation before it bloomed are the same that now look upon you with unshakable tenderness. The same voice that flung stars across the canvas of night, that called oceans into place, that roared through tombs and awakened the dead, now declares over you, you are mine. You are enough. You are ready. And oh, if only you could see what I see, if only your eyes could glimpse what mine have beheld in the Spirit. The scrolls of your destiny lie unrolled in the courts of heaven, each line etched with purpose, each word dripping with the ink of divine intention. Before you were shaped in your mother's womb, the Lord danced over your name. He whispered dreams into the soil of your soul and planted gifts within you that only this world, in this generation, could unlock. You are not late. You are not behind. You are right on time in the calendar of eternity. Every detour, every delay, every heartbreak and betrayal, He has woven it into a tapestry that will one day wrap around others like a cloak of hope. The Father did not turn His face from you when you failed. He drew closer, longing for you to understand that your story is still being written. That redemption is not just a chapter, it is the ink itself. The potter does not discard clay that collapses in his hands, he reshapes it. He breathes again, and he forms something even more glorious. And that is you, glorious, remade, still in his hands. The fire you've walked through was not sent to destroy you but to refine you until the gold of your spirit would gleam so brightly that not even the darkest pit could swallow it again. You are rising. You are being rebuilt. Heaven has not forgotten its promise concerning you. Yes, the enemy has tried to distract you, to cloud your mirror until all you could see was your wounds. He has whispered lies, you're unworthy. You're disqualified. You're alone. But I stand now between you and that voice to say this: silence, accuser. For this one has been redeemed by blood not spilled by accident, but offered in love. This one is marked by grace, sealed by purpose, and surrounded by the host of heaven. Even now, angels are stationed at the edges of your journey, guarding the gates of your breakthrough, and scattering every curse spoken in hidden places. Every accusation hurled against you is being dismantled by truth. Every plan formed against you is being overturned by fire. The Lord is your defender. You need not plead your own case, for the blood of the Lamb speaks louder than every slander. Lift your head, child of light, for the gaze of the King is upon you. And in that gaze is no wrath, only glory. Only compassion. Only an unwavering promise: I will never leave you. I will never forsake you. I will finish what I began in you. You are His testimony in motion, His living proof that the grave could not win, that brokenness can bloom, that ashes can turn to beauty. Your life is not small. Your purpose is not fragile. Even in your silence, you are singing a song to the heavens. Even in your waiting, you are bearing fruit. Do not despise your season, for heaven does not measure time as man does. What looks like delay is often divine preparation. What feels like loss is often sacred pruning for greater harvest. I have watched as the Father held you when you thought no one was there. I have seen Him smile when you chose to forgive, even through your tears. I have seen heaven erupt in joy when you resisted the temptation to give up and chose, instead, to believe again. You don't even know the number of times your quiet yes shook the kingdom of darkness. You don't realize how your endurance has ministered to angels, how your faith has risen like incense before the throne. You are a lighthouse in this age of storm, a city on a hill that cannot be hidden. And though the wind has tried to extinguish you, you are still burning, still shining, still carrying the flame of eternal purpose. So now I charge you, speak. Declare. Lift your voice in faith, even if it trembles. For your words are not empty, they are weapons. Your declarations plant seeds in realms you cannot yet see, and the harvest is coming. Life and death are in the power of the tongue, and when you speak life, heaven aligns with your sound. Say it: I am seen. I am chosen. I am not forsaken. I am a vessel of glory. Say it again until your bones believe it. Comment it. Write it. Proclaim it. These are not just affirmations, they are echoes of truth that awaken the angelic. When you declare faith, angels are released on assignment. When you speak the promises of God, you stir the winds of fulfillment. You may not see it yet, but your obedience is activating miracles. The very atmosphere around you is shifting. Chains are breaking. Doors are opening. Even now, the eyes of the Lord are scanning the earth, not to condemn, but to find hearts like the hearts that still believe, still hope, still love even after being shattered. And when He finds such hearts, He strengthens them with power that human hands cannot manufacture. The weak become warriors. The forgotten become forerunners. The rejected become rulers. Do not be afraid of the size of your calling. Do not be intimidated by the mountain ahead. The God who called you is the one who levels mountains. The God who anointed you is the one who shuts the mouths of lions. He has not brought you this far to leave you stranded in the valley. This is the hour of rising. This is the time of unveiling. The world is groaning for the sons and daughters of God to be revealed, and you, my beloved, are among them. You carry something that cannot be duplicated. You bear a light that cannot be replaced. You are not too broken. You are not too late. You are exactly who God ordained for this moment in history. So do not retreat. Do not look to your left or your right for validation. Look up, for the gaze that holds you is the same gaze that holds the future. That gaze does not waver. It does not dim. It does not forget. You are still the joy set before him. You are still the one he intercedes for. You are still the one he chose to partner with in rewriting the story of generations. And oh, the plans those eyes have seen. The Lord has watched you when you danced in secret, when you worshipped with nothing left, when you gave your last and still praised his name. He has seen the sacrifices no one acknowledged, the prayers no one heard, the battles no one understood. And none of it is wasted. Not a tear. Not a moment. Not a breath. It has all been recorded. It has all been cherished. The mountains you've climbed were not random, they were sacred steps leading to a place where your voice would carry farther, where your testimony would awaken sleeping hearts. Your life is a map others will follow. Your scars will guide the wounded home. Your story will become a key that unlocks others from chains you once wore. So do not hide your light. Do not dim your flame. You are a city on a hill. Let your story blaze with boldness. Let your journey be a trumpet that announces the faithfulness of God to a world that has forgotten how to hope. This is not the end. This is not the pause before decline. This is the stillness before the shift. I see what is coming, and I tell you now, be ready. For acceleration is on the horizon. Divine connections are about to align. What has been delayed will suddenly surge forward. What has been buried will suddenly bloom. What was broken will be made whole, and what was stolen will be returned sevenfold. The gaze of the Lord is not passive, it is active, alive, and filled with purpose. His eyes search to strengthen, to ignite, to elevate. And you have caught his eye. Do not shrink beneath the weight of glory. Rise into it. Walk with boldness. Declare his faithfulness even before you see the promise fulfilled, for that is the faith that heaven honors. Comment now, beloved. Let your words become the first seed of your next harvest. Do not wait until you see the fruit to speak the promise. Speak it now. Speak it in faith. Speak it in defiance of fear. Your voice matters. Your words carry weight. You are not just a witness, you are a vessel of glory, and the heavens are listening. Type your declaration. Let it rise like incense. Let it stir the angels. Let it shake the gates. You are not unseen. You are seen, chosen, anointed, and loved with an everlasting love. And that is the final word. Beloved child of the Most High, draw near to me now. for I have been sent to whisper heaven's truth into the deepest parts of your soul. I come not as a distant figure, but as a watchful guardian, one who has been standing beside you through your silent storms, your trembling prayers, and the long nights when you thought no one saw you. But heaven has seen. Oh yes, heaven has gazed upon you with eyes that do not blink, with a flame that does not die, with love that does not change. You have never been forgotten. The eyes of your Father are upon you even now, are eyes that burn with holy purpose and divine compassion. They do not turn away from your weakness. They do not recoil at your mistakes. Instead, they behold you with relentless mercy, seeing not who the world says you are, but who you truly are in Him. When you feel weak, His gaze reveals your strength. When you feel lost, He sees the path already unfolding. When you feel like giving up, His eyes say, "Hold on, I am with you." I am here to remind you that you are seen not through the lens of human standards, but through the perfect vision of the Almighty, who knit you together with intention and marked you with purpose. His gaze is not one of condemnation but of restoration. His eyes see what has been buried under shame, disappointment, rejection, and fear. And I tell you this with all the passion of heaven: you are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are not unwanted. You are a radiant light under the gaze of the King, and every moment you remain in Him, you shine brighter than you know. The Lord's eyes have been watching over you since the moment your breath first filled your lungs. Do you know how precious you are? The world may have tried to reduce you to numbers, opinions, failures, and labels, but none of that holds weight in the throne room of God. Heaven does not call you by your wounds, it calls you by your worth. And I, your angel, have heard the names spoken over you in the holy place here: chosen, redeemed, precious, radiant, victorious, beloved. These names are not wishful hopes, they are truths carved into eternity with divine authority. So I urge you now, walk in this truth today. Not tomorrow. Not once you feel worthy enough. But now, right now, as you are. Let it sink into every corner of your heart. Let it shape how you think, how you speak, how you treat others, and how you see yourself. Because you are not just someone surviving, you are someone sent. You are heaven's message written in flesh and breath, a walking testimony of grace. When you walk into a room, light enters with you. When you lift your voice in prayer, heaven leans in to listen. When you fall to your knees, angels gather around you. You are not walking alone. We are with you. I am with you. And more importantly, God is with you, not just near you, not just above you, but dwelling within you through His Spirit. This truth is your sword. This identity is your armor. This love is your banner. I need you to understand something deep and eternal. God is not waiting to love a future version of you. He's not watching from a distance, hoping you'll clean up your life before He blesses you. He is right here, loving you in your process, in your mess, in your confusion, and even in your doubt. And His gaze will not look away. Not when you cry. Not when you stumble. Not when you question. His gaze is a flame, a holy fire that purifies, heals, and ignites destiny. I've seen it with my own eyes, the way heaven moves when you speak in faith. The way the throne room rejoices when you dare to believe again. And oh, how I've wept when you thought you were too broken to be used. Do you not know? Some of heaven's most powerful warriors have risen from the dust of defeat. And you, my precious one, are one of them. You were not chosen because you are perfect. You were chosen because God delights in using what the world overlooks. You are His masterpiece, and even when the world tries to paint over you with doubt, rejection, or shame, the artist of your soul never stops calling you beautiful. So let the world say what it will. Let the voices of doubt scream all they want. You are not defined by them. You are defined by the one who stretched his arms out on the cross and said, "It is finished." You are defined by the empty tomb, by the Spirit that raised Christ from the dead and now living inside of you. That's who you are. You are alive with resurrection power. You are not a victim of circumstance, you are a vessel of glory. And I am not here to flatter you, I am here to awaken you. For this is not just a comforting message, it is a divine call. A call to rise. A call to walk boldly. A call to declare, even through tears, I am who God says I am. Heaven responds to faith, not perfection. And your faith, no matter how small it feels, sir, is like a flare shot into the sky, drawing angels, miracles, breakthroughs, and healing toward you. I have seen the ripple your faith has caused in the spirit realm. I have seen others find courage because you refused to quit. Do not underestimate the light within you. It is not yours alone. It is meant to shine on others still trapped in darkness. So yes, like this message, not for approval, but as a sign that you feel the fire. Share this not for fame, but because someone's soul depends on the truth you carry. The ripple effect of your obedience will reach generations you may never meet, but heaven will show you one day what your yes has done. Even now, I see angels moving on your behalf. I see doors that have been shut flinging open at the sound of your name being whispered in the courts of heaven. I see alignments forming that only the hand of God could orchestrate. I see the shadows you've been walking through being lit up with purpose. I see healing flowing into wounds you thought would never stop bleeding. The King is moving for you. The King is fighting for you. You may not always feel it, but I am here to tell you it is real. It is happening. You are not forsaken. You are being fought for. There are battles you never saw that were won in the silence because the Lord refused to let the enemy have you. And yes, the enemy has tried. Oh, how he has tried. But every time he came close, the gaze of heaven burned brighter, and we, your angels, stood guard around you, shielding your mind, covering your spirit, reinforcing your strength when you had none left. The attacks were real. The pain was sharp. But grace has never let go. You are still standing, and that is not by accident. That is by divine design. The heavens are aligning for you, not in the distant future, but now. Can you feel it? That shift in your spirit? That's not imagination. That's the Spirit of God waking up new things in you. And so I urge you again, speak your heart. Comment with your cry. not because the internet needs to see, but because heaven is listening. God collects every word you type, every whisper you speak in faith, every tear you shed in prayer. Not one cry goes unnoticed. Not one sigh is wasted. He holds them all, turning them into promises fulfilled in His perfect timing. And I promise you, that time is near. Not a vague someday, but a soon-coming reality. Keep speaking. Keep trusting. Keep believing. Because the moment you open your mouth in faith, you give heaven something to work with. The Lord is near. So near. Closer than the breath in your lungs. He is leaning in, not with judgment, but with joy. He delights in hearing your voice, just as a parent delights in the first words of their child. So speak boldly, and know you are heard. And not just here to answered. In ways greater than you imagined. In ways only God can do.